Good evening, Gooners. It is a late one, and yeah, I've been busy, but I'm suddenly looking at it now. 7 days since we played Wolves, and it's like I hate the lull. So we've seen the FA Cup matches being played during the week. And then some games during the weekend in the league, and there's been some really good results for us. But yeah, we're talking about Arsenal now, and yeah, how well we are doing. Join us after this little video. So Wolves, again, another 3 points against them. And I thought the performance was brilliant, in all honesty. We started off really nervous. I thought the occasion where we knew what was at stake and we knew what could happen if the outcome wasn't the way we wanted it to be. And I felt players weren't expressing themselves as they should have done in that first half, and you saw a couple of off performances in that first period. And whilst we had control, we didn't really have that cutting edge, and we saw again a well drilled Wolves side, albeit they were a bit more attacking. Or certainly more attack-minded than they were at Molineux, where you had the back three and then the wing-backs that would be sitting a little bit further back, basically making it really hard to kind of get in and around. Whereas this game, the wing-backs were pushing forward a little bit more, and they selected some attacking wing-backs there, which made it a little bit harder. Certainly in the early stages, we really kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We had the chance. They had a disallowed goal, and then it was a proper Arsenal, or an old school Arsenal conceded goal, where we make the error and we give the other team a goal. Something that has been out of our system for a little bit, and we've been pretty decent defensively, but it come about through the typical Wolves pressure, and they were really kind of pressing us high. You had Jimenez, you had Podence on the other side, kind of all putting pressure on the ball. And you could see Gabriel kind of looking around. He's unsure. He's out right on the touch line, and he has a little look and sees where Ramsdale is. You then have our little Ben White, just kind of inside, but you then see Gabriel then played a pass. To be honest, it's a decent pass if that player isn't there. And he was lightning on it, and his reactions straight away from the pass, he was bang on it. And by the time he'd taken that first touch, Ramsdale's got a decision to make whether or not he actually comes and commits himself or whatever. Leno probably would have made contact with him, and he would have it had gone down, and it had been a penalty, and God knows what, whether or not we would have made another red card. Don't know, but it was one of those. It was still a bit of a strange pass. It was blind, and it was done. It was played into the area where we would normally kind of play it to Ramsdale to then clear it, but it wasn't. And then, yeah, the attacker got the ball. Ben White was a little slow to react to that, but all three of those kind of situations, you've got Ramsdale really kind of out of his goal, looking for that pass, and then obviously when it doesn't come, he's out of position, and that's it. And then straight away you're suddenly looking at that game and thinking this is a totally different game now. And credit to Arsenal. In the end of the day, Wolves had a game plan. I'm sure it was born on the frustrations they had in the first game, and they had a point to prove. They probably wanted to get one over us because of how they thought we acted in that game. We celebrated an away win. We celebrated a home win probably more, and it was just the way it happened, because we knew the control was there. We knew there would be chances, and we did have chances. We had another game where we'd had over 20 shots at goal, and all right, only five were on target, 5 or 6 were on target, but that's a testament to the quality of Wolves in their defence as well. The blocking, the blocks, putting your body on the line, and stopping those shots. Yeah, there were some wasted ones, but there was some good blocks, and we've had that over the last 3 games where there's been lots of blocks, lots of certainly against Brentford. That was really apparent. It was like we'd had like 9 shots in about 20 minutes, and they were like all good, getting blocked out. But yeah, Wolves were dangerous, and on another day you could potentially have seen them go 2 up, and they had a chance just after half time, which was it was criminal. And you suddenly think, we've come out at the start of the game, we've given them away a goal in the first couple of minutes in the game. We've had a disallowed goal before that, and then 1 minute after half time, we give the ball away, and then we don't close down quickly, and they're in with another chance. And luckily, the ball caught the inside of Ramsdale's leg and just went past the post, and no one was sliding in at the back post to stick it in. So at that point, we go into the early stage of the second half. We'd be 2-0 down, and that again is a massive kind of change. And we knew that we had to be solid. We knew we had to keep believing and keep going. And eventually, through the half, we got more possession and more control of the ball. But Wolves were always a little threat kind of going forward. They were trying to kind of knock balls over and turn us. But Partey had more and more space in the middle. And yeah, gradually we kept on getting the chances. And midway through, we were looking dangerous. But again, still with not a huge amount of threat, because Lacazette was up still against 2-3 defenders at the time, where it was just really hard for him to actually get anything. So yeah, the changes were massively needed, and again, I look at the first change with Martinelli, and he wasn't getting a lot of change, and you had the defender, I'm trying to think of his name, who he had. It was what's his name? Kilman. And it was whenever kind of he was getting the ball, you had him kind of coming out. Then you had Semedo, which would be kind of also just tracking back and doubling on him. and then you've then got the potential of Neves kind of coming into those kind of channel areas as well. So he didn't really have his best game, in all honesty. And when you look at, people are saying that he should be playing more centrally. Is he going to give that security, or certainly that physicality, to hold the ball up, to do the things that we need as a striker? Maybe in a two, but not on his own. I can't see it, and I still think he's got a lot of beefing up to do. But that comes with age as well. He's still fairly new to the league, and obviously with the coming back from the injury as well, he's still got to build that physicality up. But Pepe had a point to prove when he come on, and it was good. It was good to see. And yeah, he had a baby the morning before and wanted to play. So it goes to show straight away he wants to get involved. He wants to make a difference. And that's all we ask for as fans. We want players who want to wear the shirt, want to play, want to make the difference. And yeah, didn't he? With Nketiah, not straight away, but as soon as we actually brought on Nketiah, and then went two up top with Lacazette, and we kind of went three at the back, and then say like the two kind of holding midfielders, and then the three in front, and then Nketiah and Lacazette up top, and suddenly we started getting a bit more controlled possession in those dangerous areas, and we were knocking the balls in. You had Odegaard picking up the ball in and around the area, and he was playing some really nice touches and a nice little link-up play. And the pass in, and then Lacazette whacking it into, or knocking it into Pepe for him to turn and spin on a sixpence to then control the ball, to play the ball into the goal for the equaliser, was just nice. It was just nice to see, and it lifted the stadium. Obviously, I wasn't there. I'm where I am now. I'm in Yorkshire now. But watching it, and I was gutted I weren't at the ground. But we were just, the stadium was in real like kind of frustration. I think at that point you had the time wasting, you had everything kind of going against Arsenal, and it was getting more and more frustrated, and I think you could sense it. And as soon as that goal went in, there was a massive lift off, and suddenly the noise just grew, and that was it. The belief with Arsenal shot up, and it just then meant that last 9 minutes we had more control of the ball and more players kind of getting in and around those advanced areas as we were searching for that winner. It was nice just to see the passion and the desire to actually try and change things. And yeah, they'd done it. And it was down to Wolves and their constant time wasting, the phantom substitution, their added time cost them. And whether or not it was gamesmanship from the first game, I have no idea. But you can't fault the Arsenal, because they've come in under a lot of pressure, and they've got the job done. Yeah, it don't matter when you score. It's job done. And I take us back to our last 5 games, or this is what I had the next 5 games, obviously before the away game. And I think I said, if we get 5 wins out of this, I'd be unbelievably happy. Obviously, we've got 3 of those already. And then we've got these 2 against Watford and Leicester. And yeah, the Watford game is massive. And I believe, obviously, Man United have got City, and we then play Watford. So if we then win that game, we're 1 point ahead of them, and we've still got the 3 games in hand. And then the following week, we then see Man United play Tottenham, and then the day after that we play Leicester. So there's 2 really, really important games there for us, and I look at this and I think, yeah, all right, the 3 games in hand are apparently the Chelsea game, the Liverpool game, and whoever. But I look at, if we get the points on the board, and this is what we've always said, get the points on the board and nothing else matters at the end of the day. And if we can pick up maximum points, 5 wins out of 5, that's brilliant. As a club, as what we are trying to do and try and achieve, we will be in a very good position. And yeah, all right, we're going to then come up against Liverpool after Aston Villa, but games are going to be coming thick and fast then. So I think Man United was supposed to have played Liverpool, but I'm guessing that's been postponed because of FA Cup. So they've got a really tough game, which is going to now be rescheduled. And I just look now to the 23rd of April, and Man United come to the Emirates, and that is going to be one hell of a game. That's not even adding in the North London derby when that actually happens. So I'm not sure if we've got a date for that yet. I forgot a date for that. A quick scroll. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine we have. I imagine we've got a date booked in. It'll be on Sky, definitely. So yeah, no, I think we'll be in a very good position, and there's no doubt we can surprise any team. We've shown that against City, and yeah, I feel fairly confident with what we're doing, and again, keeping those players ticking and moving is going to be the key. And as I say, if they keep focusing and they show that desire, certainly in the games that we need to win, those lower placed teams, if we show that fight and that proper commitment to actually get the result, get the job done, then we're going to pick up more points. And yeah, Arteta he deserves the credit. He deserves the credit. He's taken a lot of crap, and that's part and parcel of being a manager at a club like Arsenal. But to be a young manager at a club like Arsenal is even harder. And when you've got fans that are not willing to give him the time of day, because expectations are that little bit misguided, we need to reevaluate where we are. We know where we want to be, but we'll get there. But it does take time, and we're certainly showing the right things. You look at United, you look at Tottenham. They're still struggling, and how many managers have they gone through now? And we need consistency. We need that steady arm again, and one direction. Not the band, but we need one direction. We need to move in that together and be as one. Because yeah, Tottenham, you've got Conte coming in. He's already kind of almost cracking and wanting to go and wanting to leave. He's brought a couple of players in. Then what happens if he goes? Those 2 players that he's got in, whoever comes in next, they've got to try and get rid of him and bring in their own players. So, yeah, we don't really need that. We don't want other people's ideas coming in again, and then suddenly what you've been working on the last 18 months to 2 years in squad development, you've suddenly now got players that the other manager don't want, and you've then got to go through the whole cycle of getting rid of them and moving them on, and that isn't going to help Arsenal either. So I see no sense. I know no sense of doing any change. But I look at the squad and just this picture. There's passion there. There's fight, and again, there is proper unity in this group of players, and it goes from everyone, from goalkeeper even to the subs bench. And it was quite interesting to see Leno come off the bench, and he was really kind of like jovial and really happy, and going around the players, encouraging them and praising them, and it was just good. And it was, yeah, this is what we need, and we need to get that kind of a feeling. And yeah, it is coming along. But what a week, eh? What a week. We've seen war start in Ukraine, and just the madness, just it's life being sent to test everyone. And we've had it with 2 years of COVID, testing all our mental health, how we deal with being secluded and being shut off and isolated, to getting through that, and then seeing what's unfolding in Ukraine. And so I'd like to wish all the best to everyone in Ukraine. I hope everyone stays safe, and yeah, I hope eventually sense comes around, and we stop looking at this route, because it's only going to go one way, and it's going to be great for all of us. I think, and we obviously don't want that. No one wants it, but there's only one person that seemingly wants to cause this, and it is Putin, sadly. And yeah, he needs to start listening, and he needs to actually get his glasses off and actually start looking around at what is actually happening in and around, and the fury that it's caused around even in his own country. And again, we all have a voice. Yeah, we have freedom. We've all got a voice. Arsenal fans have got a voice. Yeah, they've always got a voice on platforms like this or any other platform. But in Russia, you speak up against the government, against Putin on the street, you'll be put in prison, or you'll be tucked away and taken away by the police. And that's not right. Where's the freedom of speech? Where's the right to protest? Where's that? Again, there's something not right. And yeah, I just pray for all the families there, because yeah, families just like us all the way around. And yeah, just to see families being split up, and not by choice either. It's yeah, to see. I've got 4 children, and I look at it and I suddenly think I couldn't leave them on a train. Just push them on the train and say I'm going to fight, or I've got to go to war. Heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And we're lucky because we are shielded from this kind of thing. And we're lucky, and we hope that nothing like what happened in World War II or World War One happens again. And you just hope sense comes around. But yeah, it's opened up a massive can of worms. But we'll go into that shortly. But I'm going to just dip into the live chat. So yeah, just Mobe Guna, welcome. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, hopefully I'm talking a bit of sense. Yeah, no, good to see you. Good to see you on. Please give us a little subscribe on the channel and help us out. But yeah, what are you thinking about everything now? Feel free, let us know. But yeah, the big thing that's come out of this now is the UK government, and they've really cracked down on the blood money or the oil money, and yeah, Abramovich coming out of this maybe smelling like roses. I don't know. I don't know whether or not he's playing poker and he's trying a trump card where he said he's going to sell the club and he's going to give it to the trust. Then he's going to say I'm selling it outright. You don't know. Then he's going to give profits to the Ukraine for survivors and the families affected, and you're just suddenly thinking, what? I don't care where, or I understand where he or which way he's going, because is he doing this to try and get a little bit of leeway? It's very strange that he's had no sanctions, or been reported that there's been no sanctions against him yet, which, yeah, I find it really hard because he's been on the radar for a long time. I think when was it? Round about 2012, 2013 or something. He had a big kind of legal kind of dispute, but he's been in and out around paying money to get preferential treatment and stuff, and it was just crazy. This was in the time of Boris Yeltsin, so he's been in and around the government and taking backhanders left, right, and centre, I'm sure. But why would he not have any sanctions against him when straight away Usmanov has been sanctioned heavily? And yeah, we don't know how much both of those were involved with Putin. You probably never really will. But you see pictures of Usmanov meeting Putin in 2018, and that was at the time of when he did actually leave Arsenal as well. But when you look at it, it's one of those nasties that you don't really want. And if you could go back in time and revisit football before all the money come in, and you didn't want, or you certainly don't want, those kind of characters in football. You want those characters that love the game, love the club, love the fans, and have that kind of proper affinity. All right, you can have Abramovich coming out saying, "Oh, I love the club. I've done everything for the club because I love it." Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, he was there for the money, and he's done what he's done. He's smashed the market in pieces when he joined. Blew us out of the water first and foremost. We were second powerhouse in the league to Man United. Yeah, there's no dispute there. It was Arsenal and Man United, and when Abramovich come in, that's when it all changed, and you suddenly saw the players like Sean Wright-Phillips. You saw all these little players where we were looking to come in for a bid. We'd come in with, say, a bid for 17 million. Chelsea come in with a bid for 27 million or 26 million. And each of these players, because they kept on stockpiling the players, they literally were just they were doing like a Man City a few years back, where they were literally just buying players just to stop others getting it. But yeah, he's done it, and I don't know whether or not he's just trying to be a little bit rosy and try and really kind of make him feel good. I don't know what his whole kind of game is, really, to be honest, because yeah, it isn't good. It isn't good. And yeah, Usmanov, yeah, I'm sure he isn't a sound kosher guy either. But yeah, it's sliding doors, isn't it? It's sliding doors. There was a chance that Arsenal could have been bought by Abramovich if it weren't for a dodgy Swiss banker. So yeah, that was it, wasn't it? So we were close to being bought out by him, but then he was told that when he was looking to buy a club, that Arsenal weren't for sale, and then lo and behold, we then suddenly become available after he buys Chelsea. So yeah, we missed the boat there. Was it? Yeah, would we have liked it at that stage? Well, again, you don't know until it happens. But ideally, I just wanted a club or an owner that would spend money, love the club, and make sure we didn't fall from grace. Sadly, we took the American route with Silent Stan, and we see where we are. And we know where we are and how far we've dropped, but that's through years of lack of investment, and we've allowed ourselves to drop and lose our playing stuff, and that's where we are. Whereas Chelsea have always replenished their squad. They've had stockpiles of players that they've then been able to sell and get value for players. So now they can start being sustainable. It's only because they've still got a huge amount of players that they've got on their books through on loans, signings, to players that haven't actually made it. And yeah, Usmanov come on board, and he's sold up and gone to Everton. And you look at, he's now had a bust up with, well, I wouldn't say a bust up, but Mashuri's just gone and disowned him. So they've cut ties. So Everton have basically shut off all the sponsorship, and yeah, you look at Usmanov's got 49% stake in their like megaphone company, and that basically was the company that sponsored Everton's training ground. And then you look at their new stadium; they've apparently got naming rights option for that, and that's like in 2 years' time. And you just think there's a massive can of worms that's being opened up in here and around football, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, Abramovich wants to sell. He wants a quick sale. He wants to get money quick, and yeah, who on earth's going to come in and get them now? Yeah, I just think it's mad. What happens to Everton? how are they gonna struggle? Are they now gonna suddenly now have issues with their new ground and financing? It's just football. Again, we're all fans. We're all in this together for whatever club we support. We want the best for it, and to see things like that isn't great because we don't know what's going to happen, and this is a massive question mark. What does happen over the next few days? Even look at the advances into Kiev, and what is going to happen? Is it going to get worse there? My guess it probably is, and you just think if it does, then what next? What else will NATO do? What else will the world do? Because at the minute, it's just one man versus everyone else at the minute. And the 21st century, we've gone past war. There should be no excuse for war. And hopefully he gets what comes through. And there's been so much dodgy dealings with Russia, and you go from the poisonings in London, or in was it Surrey? I'm trying to think where it was, but the shitholes, and it was like all these kind of operatives kind of in and around doing these operations. There's also rumour there was another rich Russian that suddenly died in Surrey yesterday. Funny that these people have a strange way of just suddenly just disappearing or dying. So that's been investigated. So there's lots of things going on, and to be honest, my head is exploded. I can't think past my children to understand what kind of world are they going to be actually growing into when they get to my age. What is this world going to be like? What's the world going to be like when I eventually disappear? And that's just one of life's mysteries. We don't know, but we just hope that it is the best it can be. But hey, that's my little life rant out of the way. But so Arsenal. Christian, hello. I'm not sure what that is, but up the Arsenal. There was a couple of other little transfer stories going around today as well. It does look like Guendouzi has gone, and I was a little bit gutted, to be honest, and I thought there was an inkling that he may come back, and you see those players that were on loan or are on loan, we're going to look to move them on, apart from Saliba, and then have Guendouzi there. And you're suddenly thinking he would be one of those midfielders that we need to look to buy. And if we're talking about players that will come in with desire and just that kind of want to win, want to succeed. And I thought he would have come in and it would have probably been a no-brainer. You give him a go for another season, and if he doesn't, and when he comes back into the fold, do it, or he hasn't changed, because there's a reason why he's not been at the club, and that's because he has fallen out and he has had numerous issues. And it isn't one. It isn't the Brighton incident. There's been numerous kind of incidents, so I've heard, on the training ground, and yeah, you have to look, and you have to really understand about the players coming in, and if he can come in, and yeah, he is young, but you've got to make sure that he is right for the squad. There's no point bringing him in if he's going to be a real pain in the backside, and he's going to upset a few people, because it's not what we need. And so it is a shame. And I look at it like that, and I think, well, we've lost him, but I think the fee was only like 9 million. But obviously it gets agreed in the summer. But I thought that kind of thing would be not we're gonna sign him. It would be up to Arsenal to confirm whether or not it is going to be accepted. So yeah, it is a shame, but it is what it is. And if thought of, and if he was liked, then he would be still here, and he would be still at Arsenal. But yeah, we move on there on that side. But same with Torreira. Torreira is going to be heading off as well. Again, he hasn't cut it. I know that there was a couple of games where he did show some decent stuff, but most of the time it wasn't. He's not strong enough, not physical enough. But again, the midfield probably wasn't the most organised either. So it is what it is. It is what it is on that side. But yeah, we go into a big couple of weeks now, I think, for the club, and we have to embrace it and take on the challenge, because we really need to do it. We need to get maximum points in these next 2 games. So yeah, we have to get it done. And yeah, I say, if we get to that Liverpool game, we can potentially afford to still lose that game and still be in good position. But we've got it in ourselves to go and do it. So yeah, we have to move on. We have to go and do it. So onwards and upwards. It's very late. It's very late again, but I'm gonna dash off, because yeah, there's not a huge amount going on. But you know my feelings. But please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. It will help. Give us a follow on Twitter. Give us a little tweet. Give us and get involved. But yeah, up the Arsenal. We roll on to Sunday. We'll have a match preview shortly. But yeah, some big games coming up. So come on, the Arsenal. Let's keep going, and we'll move on. Come on, Arsenal.